You are watching BCTV streaming coverage of Division I field hockey. Today's game has the 10-3-1 Bedford Bulldogs taking on the 5-8 Londonderry Lancers. I'm Pete McDonald alongside the voice of Bedford field hockey, Scott O'Donnell. And Scott, this is Bedford's last regular season home game with the final game at Portsmouth on Thursday. The Lancers are fighting for one of the 12 playoff spots, while Bedford is looking to secure home field advantage in the preliminaries coming up starting next week. It's an important game, an important win for these teams tonight.
Certainly is, Pete. You know, Londonderry fighting for their playoff lives, as they like to say, and no strangers to success. This is a really strong program over the years. They've turned out a couple college players. I remember Taylor McKinnon from last year. Mm-hmm. She's now playing up at University of Ithaca, is my understanding. And her sister, Lindsay McKinnon, is out there. Lindsay's a junior forward and one of the players to watch. We get back to that New Hampshire High School Sports.com preseason players to watch notification that was put out at the beginning of the year, and there are 3 players from Londonderry that are on this list. Allison Chambers, she's a junior forward. Chambers is number 1 out there. And Ava Nayar, a senior defense. Nayar is number 22, and Lindsay McKinnon, as I just mentioned, number 12, and Lindsay is a junior forward. So Londonderry always gives the Bulldogs problems. It's always a tight game. It's always very competitive as play gets underway. Ball comes up across the 50 and out of bounds. That'll be Lancer's ball. Ball comes up to the 25 in Bedford's end. Montagano's there. She steals it. Comes near side. Finds St. Hilaire. It is senior night tonight for the Bulldogs, as you probably were aware and were able to see the pregame ceremony, hopefully. As the ball comes up to the 25, Kylie tries to send O'Donnell in just out of reach. Ball goes out of bounds. We have 5 seniors to celebrate tonight. All 5 have played instrumental roles within the Bedford Bulldogs field hockey program, starting in goal with Addie Wolfiger, and back on D, Brooke Poirier, senior captain, along with Maddie Kiley, forward. Maddie will be going to play lacrosse at Bucknell University. Julia St. Hilaire up at forward. And Amelia McDonald, senior captain, amazing leader on this team for the Bulldogs, has been a captain 2 years in a row. And she really is the steady and the focal point of the way the Bulldogs go. Amelia just makes some incredible plays out there, has over the years. It's been an absolute pleasure to watch her play. And hopefully once we get into this playoff season here in a week or so, the Bulldogs can shine and extend their season. As Hodgson Rogers steals the ball away from Londonderry player, goes far sideline, loses it about the 35. Londonderry trying to work it back into the middle of the field. St. Hilaire's there. She chips at it, lays it out for Ella O'Keefe, junior midfielder. Nice ball up the field, spreads the field, finds O'Donnell. O'Donnell comes up to the 30, makes it to the 20, goes backhand, trying to find Maddie Kiley, who chips it ahead, trying to catch Catane as she gets into the shooter circle. Kiley gets it back, goes reverse, and referee blows a whistle and calls an infraction on the Bulldogs. That'll be Lancer's ball as they come back the other way with it. Ball up to the 35 and the 40 as the Lancers push across midfield into Bedford territory. Montagano's there. Nice block tackle as she comes back the other way. Sends it far sideline, right on the stick of Kiley. Kiley over to O'Donnell. Bouncing ball up to the 20. O'Donnell hesitates, lays it out for O'Keefe. O'Keefe goes down low to St. Hilaire, just a little too much on it, just off St. Hilaire's stick and out of bounds. That'll be a free hit coming back out to the 16 for the Lancers. Bulldogs look comfortable out there early, making some nice passes and going to open space. St. Hilaire on top of McKinnon, and she ends up drawing a foul. Montagano dangles down low onto the baseline, tries to find O'Donnell, a little too high. Catane is there, sends it back into the circle. Ball bounces around at about the 15-yard line. And the Bulldogs are going to get the benefit of a call here. It's going to be the first corner of the night. Referee called the third party. A third party infraction is when two defensive players or offensive players both engage on the ball and you have two sticks trying to play the ball. And that's when they typically call that infraction. So that'll go the Bulldogs' way. Maddie Kiley Sr. down on the goal line. She inserts up top. Ball comes to McDonald. McDonald, big rip at the net. Right pad save by the Lancers goaltender. Montagano sends it towards the net on a lift. Maddie Kiley knocks it down, went backhand, but just wide of the net. Nice little series there from the Bulldogs.
Terrific save by the Londonderry goaltender.
Yeah, nice right pad flash there to knock it out of harm's way. Ball comes back up the field. Lancers try to get it out. McDonald's there, slows them down. Counters, gets up to the 10-yard line, fighting for it, crosses it, gets to Kiley. Kiley goes backhand. Another nice pad save by the Lancers goalie. And ball goes off the foot of a Bedford player. It's going to be Lancers' ball, but they're going to pass it out to the far sideline. It goes out of bounds. Nicely done by the Londonderry goalie. McDonald. Catane knocks it down at the 35. Tries to come back the other way. Number 3, Sienna Schultz, comes charging up the field for the Lancers. Schultz up to the 30. Tries to get by McDonald, but she block tackles. Hits the back of her stick. It's going to be a free hit for the Lancers. Number 8, Gemma Murray, will take it for the Lancers. She goes down low, but ball goes out of bounds. That'll come back the other way. It'll be Bedford's ball from the 16. Montagano trying to go far sideline. Chambers battled for it. Bulldogs win the stick battle. O'Keefe tries to send it up the field. St. Hilaire does. O'Donnell gives chase on her horse up across the... It's their discretion as to whether or not they feel that the stick was turned over enough to hit the top of the bottom of it versus the backside. So, unfortunate call as the Bulldogs are coming charging up the field. But here they come again. Maddie Kiley centers to O'Donnell. O'Donnell looks for open space. Tries to backhand it over to Catane. Intercepted there by the Lancers. McDonald recovers. She comes in. She's trying to work it from the 25. Back pass over to Montagano. Montagano finds O'Keefe. O'Keefe from the 20. Gets the handle. Cuts left. Nicely defended there by the Lancers as McKinnon sends it up the field. But coming back quickly is Ray. Ray to Hodgson Rogers. Hodgson Rogers goes far side. Nicely played there by Gemma Murray for Londonderry. And it'll be Lancer ball from the 35. They go down low. And ball goes out of bounds. Well, Pete, you can see the Bulldogs starting to generate some offense. They're starting to move the ball up the field and find the open spaces. It's just a matter of time before they start to connect and put some plays together here. But back comes Londonderry. Nice intercept. They try to go in the circle, but the pass gets off a Londonderry Lancer's foot. It's going to be a free hit from the 16 for the Bulldogs. Ray comes near sideline, finds O'Keefe. O'Keefe turns, sends it up to St. Hilaire, pops over St. Hilaire's stick, but makes it all the way down to the 25-yard line and goes out of bounds. Referee moves her up to the 30. Montagano with quick feet. She intercepts it. O'Donnell gives chase. They go at it. Montagano, backhand, goes to the corner, trying to find St. Hilaire. St. Hilaire, beautiful hustle to the corner. Saves the ball from going out of bounds. Lifts it up. McKinnon knocks it down. Referee's going to call a dangerous hit. Ball gets lifted up to the 30. Lancers come up to about the 40. Chambers sent it across field. Up to Murray. Murray from the 20. And another whistle. It'll be Bedford free hit from about the 20-yard line. McDonald just sends it out of bounds, letting the Bulldogs reset. As the Lancers have some offensive pressure here. From the 30, in Bedford zone. Try to send it up into the shooter circle. That one's too hot, and it's going to go out of bounds just to the left of Addie Wolfiger. You know, Pete, we don't sing Addie Wolfiger's praises enough. She's had one heck of a career here for the Bulldogs in net. Wasn't a goalie to start, and Addie's
That's
a
right.
really good athlete, very good lacrosse player as well. And Bulldogs are looking for a goalie, and Addie stepped up, and over the year, she has just performed tremendously. We're really going to miss her up here in Bedford when she does move on, but certainly a joy to have around the field and on the team. Great team player, really lifts the spirits of the girls. As O'Donnell deflects it towards the net, nice right pad kick from the Lancers goaltender. O'Donnell gets it back, looking for space, tries to rip one. Kylie goes backhand, trying to reverse it towards the net. She's giving battle. Nicely defended there by number 19, Avery Stowell. Stowell was able to slow down the offensive attack from the Bulldogs. Big lift all the way up the field to Chambers. Chambers knocks it down. Referee calls 5-yard penalty against the Bulldogs, so free hit for Chambers and the Lancers to come back up the field. Chambers gets around Montagano into the circle. Hodgson Rogers is there for Bedford. She sweeps it out of harm's way, finds Catane. Catane goes far sideline to the 50. Kylie trying to find O'Donnell, just too far out of her reach. Montagano comes up, steals it. She goes down low trying to find St. Hilaire, bounces over St. Hilaire's stick and out of bounds. Bulldogs doing a really nice job, Pete, spreading out, spreading the field, and making these longer passes, not crowding up and bunching up with each other on the sideline. So it's really nice to see. I think this is just a matter of time before we see the transition and the Bulldogs break out here.
No, I agree, and we've talked about opening the field is just when they do that, they tend to score. So, like you said, it's a matter of time for the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
Give credit to the Lancers right now, though; they're holding them tight.
They certainly are, and we saw it a lot in the Exeter game, right?
Yes, we did.
The on both sides of the ball, the players on both teams were spread out so nicely across the field. It made the game a lot faster. And a lot more fun to watch, quite frankly.
Yes, indeed. So. You were mentioning Addie Wolfinger, and I don't have the stats in front of me, but I will get them. But I bet you she is in the top 3 for goals against for any Division I goalie in New Hampshire. I believe, and I have it here somewhere, right now, Bedford only has 12 goals against for the entire season.
Unbelievable.
That might put her as number 1, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I will, at halftime, I will show the... I'll get the stat and I'll share it. I'm also working the camera, so I got to stop talking. And
yes, you're multi-talented as always.
I'm going to miss a play here. But yeah, she's...
And they're going to call a back of a stick there. Lancers will have it. They send it in towards the box. Poirier knocks it down, tries to send it out. Transition the other way. She gets it again. She now goes far sideline with speed. Love watching Brooke Poirier as well. Another senior, that is going to be moving on after this year. And Brooke is just so graceful out there when she gets the ball on her stick. Not only her speed, but her ability to handle the ball and get the ball out of harm's way. She has been just an incredible asset to the Bedford Bulldogs field hockey program. And she certainly will be missed as well. She's so steady back there, and what really allows Amelia McDonald to get up in the play and be offensive is the fact that Brooke Poirier is right behind her, and with her speed and her intelligence out there, she covers a lot of ground, which allows the Bulldogs to add that additional attacker when needed. As Poirier tries to work it out, 30 seconds left on the clock, ball comes into the circle, Montagano knocks it down and sends it out of bounds. That'll be a Lancer ball from about the 21. Under 10 seconds left. Lancers move it up to about the 18. Montagano reaches in, but time will expire. End of the first quarter. 0-0. Bedford Bulldogs versus the Londonderry Lancers. And the Bulldogs certainly have had the bulk of the offensive chances here throughout that first quarter, and you just get the sense that they're going to break through at any minute here.
No, absolutely. You had mentioned at the start of the game, too, that there was a ceremony honoring the 5 seniors that are graduating in 2025. BCTV did record the ceremony, and that will be played at halftime on the tape version of the show, of the broadcast. So starting tomorrow, if you go back online to YouTube or to BCTV, you'll be able to catch the senior ceremony that was conducted just before the game started. We've got a lot of folks and fans of the Bedford Bulldog field hockey team watching from afar. Big shout out to Linda Kiley, who is from Hamden, Connecticut. Linda is the #1 Connecticut fan for the Bulldogs. Her granddaughter, obviously, is Maddie Kiley, a senior, graduating as Scott you said, and heading off to Bucknell to play lacrosse. But big shout out to Linda. I know Joe well, Linda, and he's a great guy, great family, and glad to have you watching the game tonight.
And hopefully she's seen other games, because her granddaughter has had one heck of a season, hasn't she?
Including a few hat tricks.
Yeah. So Maddie has just been an offensive superstar this year. Just the speed, the stick handling. She's tenacious, getting balls to the net, getting shots off. And she has, she's one heck of a competitor, Pete. So, and you see that not only here on the field hockey field, but you should see her with a lacrosse stick in her hands. She's just a really talented athlete, and very aggressive, lots of hustle out there. Again, another senior who's just been an absolute joy to watch. I think Maddie could have chose whether or not she wanted to play lacrosse or field hockey in college. She's that good. She chose, as we mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, she's going to be going to Bucknell University. She has some brothers as well that are some great lacrosse players and ice hockey players as well. So they have, incredibly gifted athleticism in the family, obviously from mom. And, we're going to miss Maddie Kiley as well. We're going to miss all these seniors, and we'll touch on each one of them here as we get through the game. But, one of the most memorable goals I've seen out of Maddie Kiley was a backhand reverse shot here a couple weeks ago, where she just ripped the ball and put it in, along with actually a second one where she went between the legs of the goalkeeper last week for a beautiful goal as well. So really talented. We're going to miss seeing her charge up the field. As the Lancers come in on net, they go backhand. They find the back door, just slide it past Addie Wolfiger's right pad. And in fact, that ball came back and transitioned pretty quickly. I think it caught the Bulldogs by surprise. And as the Lancer player darted up the field and shot it towards the back of the net, Lancers up 1-0. Start of the second quarter. O'Donnell back pass to Montagano. Montagano comes near side to O'Keefe. O'Keefe Goes up the field to freshman Mary Lenti. Lenti tries to lift it over the stick of the Lancer defender. But that ball got denied and knocked out of bounds. O'Keefe trying to find McDonald in midfield. Back the other way come the Lancers. Chambers up the field, up across the 50. Spins it into Montagano's feet. Referee's going to blow that there. That'll be an infraction on the Bulldogs. So Lancer ball from about the 43-yard line in Bedford territory. Referee resets the Lancer player at the 45. Abigail Austin, who sent that up the field. And call will come back the other way in the favor of the Bulldogs. Carly Hodgson-Rogers. Send it to Poirier. Poirier, quick one time also from Ray. Finds O'Keefe at the 50. O'Keefe sends it up the field. Both O'Donnell and Lenti give chase. Ball pops up off the top of the Lancer stick. Nice pass there to Montagano. Montagano finds Lenti low. Lenti tries to scoop it in. And referee's going to make a call against Lenti for reaching in on Lewis. O'Donnell tries to back pass to Montagano. Nicely defended there by Abigail Austin. And Hodgson-Rogers goes far sideline. Catane knocks it down. Continues far sideline. Looks for room. Sends one towards the circle, but not enough of an angle. Ball goes out of bounds. That might have been deflected, Pete. I think that ball was deflected. It will remain Bulldogs' ball. So that ball's going to come back out, probably the 25-yard line. No, referee's making a different call. I apologize. That'll be at the 7-yard line as Montagano has it. She stick handles quickly in and around a couple players, trying to find O'Donnell. Ball goes off a shin. And it'll be Lancer's ball as that comes out the other way. McDonald scoops it up from the 35, comes charging hard up the field, trying to find Kylie. Goes off a Lancer stick. And that'll remain Bedford ball. .11:30 on the clock. In the second quarter, Lancers up 1-0. McKinnon tries to send it up the field. Montagano slows it down. Ball bounces up and out to Poirier. Poirier goes far side. Finds Catane. Catane trying to catch Kylie. Does. Kylie from the 10. Goes into the circle. O'Donnell looking for room. Referee calls another infraction against the Bulldogs. And that'll be a free hit for the Lancers from the 16. They try to lift it out. Montagano knocks it down. Sends it in to Kylie. Kylie looking for room. Sends it in the circle. It actually hit a Lancer leg, but the referee is going to call it back the other way. As the Lancers send it up to about the 45-yard line. And they work it to the 50, but Ray stays on it. O'Donnell backhand to Lenti. Lenti tries to get in the circle to Kylie. And ball's cleared all the way up to about the 47-yard line by Chambers. Ray finds Montagano. Montagano looking for space. Tries to go far side. Finds Grace Wolf. Grace Wolf from the 30. She comes up the field. Goes far side. Trying to catch Kylie. Kylie working down low. Trying to steal the ball from the Lancer defender. She jabs at it. She does pull at it. And the referee makes another call against Bedford. Well, the Bulldogs haven't had much luck on the offensive zone with some of these calls. And I know being a referee is very difficult. It's hard to make some of these decisions. And there's so much left up to the discretion of the official. It's hard to see from all the way up here in the booth. But unfortunately, the Bulldogs just haven't had much luck with getting the ball through that shooter circle. A lot of calls against them, and also got to give it to the Lancers. They're playing tight defense, and they're really staying on top of that ball in the defensive end. Montagano go and backhand, but that went out of bounds. 9 minutes left in the clock, second quarter. Ball comes back into play. Kylie wins it. She sends it up to O'Donnell. O'Donnell from the 40. She has Lenti if she can catch her. Tries to send it across. Goes off a defender's stick. Montagano knocks it down. She goes backhand. Finds Lenti at the 15. Lenti looking for help. Finds O'Keefe. O'Keefe sends it in hard. Trying to get it towards the net, but it just ends up going a little bit to the left and out of bounds. That was a right idea there by Ella O'Keefe. And it's one thing she does a lot of things right, Pete, but one of the things that really stands out as one of her strong skills is how hard she is on that ball. She does a really good job making very crisp and firm passes to make sure the ball gets up the field. And she's been out the last couple games with a minor injury, some soreness in the back, and it's good to have her back on the field tonight and seeing her out here performing. And there we see it. O'Keefe sends it up hard to Lenti. Lenti finds O'Donnell. O'Donnell spins, tries to pass it over to Kylie, but behind her. And the Lancers come back out the other way. Up across the 50 they come. All the way down to the 30 with speed. Turns. Montagano gets back. Lifts it. They're going to call a dangerous ball on that. And it'll be a free hit for the Lancers. Referee sets them at the 25. O'Donnell intercepts. Referee blows the whistle again for another infraction against the Bulldogs. Lancers try to go far sideline, but that's going to be out of bounds. And the Bulldogs will have a free hit from the 16. Hodgson Rogers up the field. Gets knocked down there by Chambers. Bulldogs battle for it. Montagano comes out with it. Stick handles between three defenders. Sends it up the field. Just out of the reach of Kylie. And it'll go out of bounds at about the 35-yard line in Londonderry's territory. Free hit up the field that ends up hitting a teammate who will go out of the game and get looked at. And Londonderry has made a substitution. They'll have the free hit. Or I should say inbound from about the 45-yard line. Back pass, mishandled, gets all the way back to the 30. Lenti gives chase. She chips at it. McKinnon has it for Londonderry. She spins. She fires it down the field. Brooke Poirier's there for Bedford. Brooke looking for McDonald. Finds McDonald. McDonald comes near sideline. Tries to go backhand. Just doesn't get all of it. Ball goes out of bounds. Lancers still up 1-0 over the Bedford Bulldogs. Second quarter, just about 5 minutes left on the clock. Chambers for Londonderry. Forces the ball ahead off the foot of McDonald. Will get the free hit. She sends it all the way down to the 20. Ball gets into the shooter circle. Hodgson Rogers reaches for it. They're going to call an infraction on the Bulldogs. It'll be a corner for the Lancers.
Well, so far, if you're the Lancers, this quarter has gone your way.
Just a lot of fluky things going on out there, Pete. You know, the Bulldogs looked really crisp in their passing the first quarter, and you know, as we were calling it, and I kept saying it looked like they were going to break free any minute. And Londonderry has just hung in there and just played a scrappy defensive game, waiting for their opportunities, and it certainly is paying off for them. The Bulldogs, every time they get down into the offensive zone, end up committing a foul and ball coming back out the other way. As Chambers has it, Chambers goes backhand, sends it towards the circle. Hodgson Rogers knocks it down for Bedford. And now Poirier clears near sideline. O'Keefe trying to send it up, finds Montagano, who just pulls it before it goes out of bounds. But nope, they're going to call that went out of bounds, and they're going to say it's still Bulldogs ball. It must have gone off a Londonderry player's stick. And Ray will have it. Ray from the 30, trying to send it upfield. Chambers gathers it for Londonderry. O'Donnell picks it up, looking for space. Goes up to the 50, finds Kiley, who comes back to the ball. Kiley from the 30, chips it up over the Londonderry player, just too far out in front of her. But Grace Wolf is there, gets it back to Kiley. Kiley looks for O'Donnell, and Lenti across the front of the net, just out of bounds. Nice scoring opportunity created by the work between Wolf, Maddie, Kiley, trying to get the ball to the net, and the Bulldogs just couldn't get a stick on the ball. Chambers spins, sends it up the field. Ray knocks it down. Chambers gets it back. She swings at it. Lenti scoops it. Finds Montagano. Montagano up against McKinnon. McKinnon gives her trouble, but she stick handles around two players. Sends it up to Lenti. Bouncing ball just off a Lenti stick. And the Lancers will have a free hit. Chambers tries to go far sideline. Wanted to catch McKinnon, but that goes out of bounds. Bedford's ball. Grace Wolf into Montagano. Montagano tries to move. Chambers is there, steals it from her. Chambers comes up the field across the 35, up across the 40. Ray jabbing at it. Nicely defended as she spins. She's looking for help. Finds O'Donnell. O'Donnell chips it up between the defenders and gives chase. She gets up to the 20. And the referee's going to call a penalty on O'Donnell for the jab of the stick. And the Bulldogs will be down a player for 2 minutes. Chambers tries to dance around Ray. McDonald is there. Hits the back of her stick, and Chambers takes it again. Sends it right into the shooter circle, but out of bounds. As the Lancers, with that quick transition again, Chambers does a nice job, Pete. When she gets a hold of that ball, she can really send it.
She sure does.
And that happens quickly. She just sends it right up the field, and 2-3 Lancers attack the box and try and get in front of the net. And it seems to be a good strategy for them. As Chambers comes back the other way, sends it in again. Nicely played by Poirier. She saves it from getting to the Lancer player who was in behind her and would have been all alone in on the net. Ella Putney Jr. checked into the game for the Bulldogs. She finds Montagano. Montagano to Kiley. Kiley sends it far side to Grace Wolf. Grace Wolf moves in to the 10. Cuts in, sends it into the circle. Grace Wolf gets it back again, spins, tries to advance it. Ends up being able to draw a call up against Londonderry. And the referee will set Montagano at about the 17 as she goes underway. She's got to move 5 yards. She does. She sends it to McDonald. Shot. Pad saved by the Londonderry Lancers goalie. And that ball gets cleared. And the Londonderry Lancers goalkeeper has played one heck of a game tonight. Made some unbelievable saves to keep the 1-0 lead here as we end the second quarter. And we are at half.
And we're back for second half action. The Bedford Bulldogs down by 1 against the Londonderry Lancers. Third quarter's about to get underway.
Wait, which one is this one?
Is she wearing number 9 now? Yeah, she must be 9. All right. As we get back underway here, starting the third quarter, McKinnon has it. She'll bring it in from the sideline for the Lancers. Sends it up the field. Brooke Poirier is there for Bedford. She goes to Hodgson Rogers. Hodgson Rogers off Grace Wolf's stick and out of bounds. And McKinnon will try again to send it in, but Hodgson Rogers is there again. Nice defensive play. She finds Grace Wolf. Montagano to Kylie. Kylie chips it up ahead with speed, comes up across the 40 and the 35, continues to protect the ball nicely, goes into the top of the circle. Lenty's there. Lenty advances it towards the net. Ball chipped at by Putney, but not past the Lancers goalie, who's played one heck of a game tonight. Montagano. Stick handles. Nicely into the box. Takes a backhand shot, just misses to the right side of the net. That was a great bid by Montagano as she stole the ball and went in on net. Once again, Montagano with a steal. Finds Kylie. Kylie turns. Nicely defended there by the Lancers. O'Keefe steps up. She bangs at it. It pops up in the air. Comes back out, goes far sideline. Ray finds McDonald. McDonald tries to send it up. It goes off the leg of Chambers. It'll be a free hit for the Bulldogs. McDonald tries to lift it, doesn't get all of it. Knocked down there by the Lancers as they try and clear. O'Keefe chips at it. Up comes Montagano again. Stick handles around. Trying to get up to the 20. She loses handle on it. Ball far sideline. Ray pushes it off to Hodgson Rogers. She finds Wolf, but just off a Wolf stick and out of bounds. Annika Lewis for the Lancers will take it from the 40. Lenty charges up the field, intercepts, goes up across the 20. Sends it in, tries to go far post to Putney. She can't get there. Montagano takes it top of the circle. Shot, knocked down. The Lancers are able to slow the Bulldogs down. But the referee is going to call a corner on that.
What an aggressive play by Mary Lenty.
Great read of the play. She runs in, intercepts the ball, and goes charging in on net, and then creates this entire play here. As once again, the ball goes to get cleared, Montagano knocks it down. You typically see Montagano or McDonald knocking the balls down as they're trying to come up the center of the field. As the Bulldogs set up for their corner, 12 minutes on the clock. McDonald to Kylie. Gets just beyond her. She finds O'Keefe. O'Keefe sends it towards the net, just wide to the left as that ball bounced around and just wasn't close enough to that far post to stay in. Nice bid from the Bulldogs. So from the 16, the Lancers will clear. And they do. They get it all the way up to the 50. Ray, far sideline. McDonald pokes it up. Grace Wolf battles for it from the 35. She sweeps it away, trying to get to Kylie, just out of Kylie's reach. And Annika Lewis will send it in from the sideline at about the 47-yard line for the Lancers. Lewis finds Chambers. She spins, sends it up the field. Poirier gets to it. She circles at about the 20. Ball goes out of bounds off a Poirier's stick. It's going to be Lancer's ball. No, they call it Bedford's ball. And Kylie comes back the other way. Tries to send it up. Knocked down there by Austin. But Montagano gets it. Montagano finds Kylie. Kylie chips it up. Gets by the defender to the 10-yard line. Sends it in. On net. Quick shot by Lenti. Grace Wolf tries to swipe at it. Ball pops up in the air. Finds Montagano. Montagano wrister left side of the net. Putney chips at it. Ball is loose. Kylie swipes at it again. And the Lancers are able to keep the ball out of the net. Once again, this goaltender has played a great game tonight.
Great offensive barrage by the Bulldogs, but Londonderry has an answer for them.
Big lift by the Londonderry defender. Beautiful ball as that goes all the way up to the 50. That was number 15, Delory. Chambers, stick handles, trying to get around Grace Wolf, but Grace Wolf is able to slow her down. And ball goes off the stick, out of bounds. Bulldogs ball. Ooh, Montagano trying to find Kylie about the 30. Just bounces over her stick and out of bounds. Lewis will take it again for the Lancers. Tries to find Chambers. Gets up across the 50. McDonald is there. She comes near sideline. She sends it up. Grace Wolf swipes at it again. Chips it up ahead to about the 25-yard line. Lenti and Kylie win the ball back to Montagano. She stick handles. Goes to the 25. Sends it into the box. Tries for the deflect there, and they're going to draw a foul on a foot call, and that's going to be a corner for the Bulldogs.
By my count, that's Bedford's fourth corner. See what they have up their sleeve.
Yep, Lancers still up 1-0. 8:20 on the clock. Senior captain Amelia McDonald will come down to the goal line. Waiting for the referee's signal, gets it, sends it out to Kylie. Kylie rips one towards the net, gets deflected, goes wide. Ella Putney gives chase. She finds Montagano. Montagano, quick one-timer towards the net. Grace Wolf swipes at it. Montagano keeps trying to win the ball, but it goes off her foot. And Chambers is going to send it out quickly. Hodgson Rogers scoops it up. She comes the other way. Sienna Schultz for the Lancers gets it up across the 50. Ball in to the Bedford zone, into the shooter circle out in front of Wolfinger, but Hodgson Rogers is there again to pull the ball out of harm's way. They send it back in. Poirier to Montagano. Montagano near side to Wolf. Knocked down by Chambers for Londonderry. She stick handles out to the left. Comes across the 20. Sends the ball in. McDonald knocks it down, but Chambers gets it again. Finds her teammate. Ball in the shooter circle. McDonald comes back. Turns, rips one out of harm's way. Goes all the way up across the 30. Lenti comes back trying to scoop it up. She spins around trying to get a hold of the ball, but just loses it. Ray picks it up at the 20 for Bedford. Good hustle from the Lancers as they're tenacious in the play. Up comes Ray. And O'Keefe gets it. O'Keefe sends it up to Ella Putney. Ella Putney from the 40, from the 35. She tries to catch Kylie on the run, but nicely defended there again by the Lancers. Montagano knocks it down. Referee is going to call foul against the Bulldogs. It'll be a free hit for Londonderry. Lift comes all the way up to the 40. And Chambers will send it down to the 5-yard line. Poirier will get there, along with Ray. And referee's going to call a foul against Londonderry. It'll be a free hit from the 16. Ray trying to find Montagano. Montagano in traffic. Goes far sideline to O'Keefe. O'Keefe tries to send it up the field, but ball goes out of bounds. Ray. Pass intercepted by Chambers. Ball comes up. It's going to be Bedford's ball, though, with a foul call. Montagano trying to work that near sideline, or far sideline with O'Keefe. Montagano finally breaks free. Finds Putney. Putney from the 35. Cuts in. Sends the ball up the field. Trying to find Lenti. That gets knocked down again by the Lancers. Chambers comes back up the field. Stick handling around the Bedford players. Ray knocks it back in. Lenti goes far side, finds Grace Wolf. Grace Wolf gets it up to the 30. She sends it in. Trying to catch Kylie, just bounces off her stick and cleared by the Lancers again. Hodgson Rogers up across the 50 for Bedford. Trying to find Kylie. Bouncing ball just between her legs and out of bounds. Four minutes left in the clock. There's going to be a timeout called on the field.
I don't know who called the timeout, but...
Yeah, waiting for the call down from the field. I don't think we're going to get it, Pete, but, you know, I imagine the Bulldogs are frustrated right now. They just don't seem to be getting the offensive chances they are used to expecting. And you got to give credit to this Londonderry defense. The ball gets into the circle, and they're doing a good job of knocking passes down and clearing them out quickly. And as the ball comes in, we just the Bulldogs have just had some bouncing balls over the top of sticks and things like that, and they just haven't had much opportunities except for those last couple minutes of the corner and Montagano, you know, stick handling around some players and sending it in. And again, credit to this Londonderry goalie who's played a fabulous game tonight and made some really incredible saves. So.
Yeah, you know, this is such an we mentioned that earlier in the game or at the start of the game. This is such an important game for Londonderry because they've got two games after this. They are teetering on the edge of elimination, right? So if they win two of the next three games, they're pretty much assured to get into the playoff action starting next week. So they're playing like they know they have to win.
Yeah, they certainly are.
And, you can see it in the way they're. I'm watching them play, and I don't feel like I'm watching a 5-8 team.
No, not at all. Not at all. I agree.
Their record does not speak for their talent, and tonight they're showing it.
Yeah, and you see all over the field, McKinnon, Chambers. You know, for this team, they've just their skill set is very high, and you see, especially when Chambers is carrying the ball and coming up the field, and her stick work and everything else, very good. As Montagano comes across the 30 as plays back underway, she sends it into the box, trying to find O'Donnell. O'Donnell chases. Putney got a shot off. Montagano with another shot. And another save by the Londonderry goalkeeper, who once again squares up to the ball. But the Bulldogs are going to get another chance at a corner here. That ball got right in on goal. You know, Putney and O'Donnell were both there. They just couldn't get a stick on it. Again, a nice aggressive play by the Londonderry goalkeeper. McDonald will bring it in from the baseline. Referee blows the whistle. McDonald up top. Finds O'Donnell. O'Donnell. Back pass beautifully to Montagano. Montagano goes reverse. Shot on net. Beautiful save again by the Londonderry goalkeeper, who is on top of her game tonight. McKinnon trying to send it out. McDonald counters. She comes in. Goes off a Londonderry defender's foot. Referee's going to make that call. Montagano looking for space. Stick handles. Grace Wolf helps her as the ball comes up off her stick. Back up to the 35. Hodgson Rogers sends it back in. Finds Montagano. Montagano spins. Goes backhand. Finds Kylie. Kylie looking for O'Donnell. Finds O'Donnell. Turn. Shot. Saved by the goalie. Save again off a second rebound. And this Londonderry goalie is putting on a show tonight, as she is keeping the ball out of the back of the net. But here comes Montagano again from the 15. Sends it in. Ball comes up, and referee's going to call a dangerous ball as that got lifted up into a Londonderry player's leg. And they send it all the way up to the 40. With room, they get up to the 50 and just loses the handle. And Carly Hodgson Rogers will take it. She goes to Montagano. Montagano spins, looks up, goes through 3 Londonderry Lancer players. Wolf tries to go down low to Kylie, but just off of Kylie's stick and out of bounds. Minute 30 left on the clock, third quarter. Londonderry Lancers lead the Bedford Bulldogs 1-0. Kylie sends it in. Draws a foul on Londonderry. Montagano looking for room again. Stick handling. Comes near side. Goes down to the 10 and the 5. Centers it. Ball goes in. Londonderry defender pokes it out of bounds. And the referee's going to say that went off a Bedford player. Nope. Ball's going to come back out to the 25. Just under a minute left on the clock. Montagano has it. Tries to find O'Keefe. O'Keefe gives chase far side. Sends it back in down low. Nicely defended again by the Lancers as they come charging out of their zone with the ball. And they draw a call. And it'll be a free hit for Londonderry. From the 22. Big lift from the Londonderry player. Sends it all the way up across the 50-yard line. And that went off of McDonald's foot. So Londonderry will have it. Coming up the field, McDonald recovers. She knocks it down. And they're going to call back a stick. Two seconds left on the clock. That'll end it for this quarter. And Londonderry hangs on to the 1-0 lead.
They certainly are.
As we end the third quarter here. The Bulldogs showed more offensive life there at the end, but once again, this goalkeeper has done an amazing job keeping the ball out of the net.
She's had a lot of saves. I don't have the count because they've had a lot of shots on her, but she has stopped them all. Done an outstanding job. I was looking, I had mentioned Addie Wolfinger and where she stands in goals against. And some interesting stats there. She's number 4 in Division 1 as of this evening. Keene has 7 goals against them the entire season. No wonder they're in first place, right? You've got the next is going to be Dover, number 2 team, with 11 goals against. And then you've got a couple of teams, Bedford included, with 12 goals against. So the top 5 teams in Division 1 have all less than 12 or less goals against them. So they've all got good goaltending. And Londonderry, I'll have to get her stats, but she's just been outstanding tonight.
Yeah, I've got the goalie's name here. Sorry it took
Excellent.
so long for the broadcast, but they don't have the positions on the roster here. But it is Molly Tharrington, and boy, has she played one heck of a game. She's only a sophomore, and she has really saved the day for the Lancers, as the Bulldogs have had several opportunities to put the ball by her, but she squares up nicely, had some nice pad saves. And the other little nuance there, Pete, that you and I have mentioned in other broadcasts, if a goalie steps out and kicks the ball out with a pad save and the ball goes up in the air and comes up typically anywhere about kneecap or higher, that's typically, again, up to the referee's discretion, but more likely than not, the referee is going to call a corner. We have not seen Molly Therington, kick a ball up above a player's knee. Every single time she's gone to clear the ball, she's kept that ball low and got it out of harm's way. And that is something that is so difficult for these young goaltenders, and she really has mastered that. She's only a sophomore, so I can't imagine how bright her future is here in the sport of field hockey. There's a player to watch, certainly, and certainly a bright spot for the Lancers.
Based on her performance tonight, no question.
As we start the fourth quarter, O'Donnell comes near sideline, finds Grace Wolf. Grace Wolf finds Kylie. Kylie in traffic. Ball works its way to Montagano. She stick handles around Chambers. Montagano looking for space and help, finds O'Keefe at the 30. O'Keefe sends it far sideline, trying to catch Ella Putney on the run, but it's just too fast and too hard out in front of her, so she's not able to catch up with it. That might remain Bedford ball, so it might have gone off a stick as the players stay down in this end. I don't see the Bulldogs retreating. Yep, ball comes out to the 25. O'Keefe is going to have it for the Bulldogs. So O'Keefe looking for an opening. Finds McDonald. McDonald comes up across the 30. Sends it in towards the box. On net. Pad save. And just as we were talking about a moment ago, the first error of the night by Therington when she tried to clear, that ball popped up in the air, comes up, it's a dangerous ball, and the Bulldogs are going to benefit, and they're going to have a corner.
It's number 6 for Bedford. 6th corner.
Well, maybe we need to talk about the Bulldogs scoring goals, and then we'll hopefully forecast that as McDonald sends it in, comes to the top. Montagano back down low. Kylie swipes at it. McDonald tried for the rebound, but ball goes out of bounds. Bulldogs just haven't been able to convert tonight on these corners. And the Lancers have just played just such a tremendous game tonight defensively. The Bulldogs just haven't been able to break through. Ball comes back out to the 50. Poirier's there for Bedford. Referee calls an infraction. Ball works its way all the way up into Bedford zone at about the 20-yard line. Grace Wolf. She tries to clear it up the field, knocked down there by the Lancers. Montagano finds O'Donnell. O'Donnell comes near side, finds Maddie Kylie. Kylie up across the 30. Back to O'Donnell. O'Donnell chips it up ahead. Putney's there. She chases after it. Montagano gets it. Shoots it towards the net. Knocked down there by the Lancers. O'Keefe swipes at it, trying to get it back into the circle, but Chambers knocks it out of harm's way. And ball comes back up to the 40. Montagano steals it from the Londonderry player. She stick handles through 3 Londonderry players. Finds O'Keefe. O'Keefe sends it towards the net. Ball gets deflected up and out of bounds. And that'll be Londonderry's ball from the 16. 11:30 left on the clock. Bulldogs trying to mount an attack. Big lift up the field. What a beautiful play made back there by the Lancers defender. Montagano. Stick handles across the 20. Into the shooter circle. At the net. Hits O'Donnell. Ball bounces down. And Londonderry clears. Hodgson Rogers. Counters for the Bulldogs. Sends it up nicely to Kiley. Kiley on the 5. Sends it into O'Donnell. O'Donnell turns, shot. Left pad save again by Tharrington, as she has been on her game tonight. That ball went short side, just flashed out that left foot to make the save. Montagano spins, tries to get in the shooter circle, gets knocked down. Lancers try to pull it out. Montagano steals it back. Beautiful stick work as she stick handles in and around players. She's at the 25. She sends it in. Goes off the leg of O'Donnell off the bounce, and that'll come back the other way. 16-yard line as Londonderry tries to clear. O'Keefe quickly back the other way. Sends in the shooter circle. Kiley towards the net. Right pad save again by Tharrington. Ball comes back up to the 15. Players battle for it. Gets out to the 20. Chambers now has it for Londonderry. She comes up to the 30. O'Donnell catches her from behind. Knocks the ball loose. Referee's going to make a call for interference there, as O'Donnell reached in from behind. McDonald finds Grace Wolf. Grace Wolf trying to send the ball up the field. Gets up across the 30. Finds Kiley. Kiley into the circle. Lancers gather it. Start to clear, but O'Keefe knocks it down. She tries to advance it into the circle. Lancers able to clear it far side of the field, all the way up the field to the 50. Poirier steps up. She stick handles. Loses the ball. And the ball sent all the way down to the 15-yard line, where McDonald hustles down the field. Beautiful stick work. Lifts it. Sends it far sideline. Trying to clear it. But the Lancers come back the other way. Hodgson Rogers tries to send it up to the 20. Ball comes back into the shooter circle. Chambers back in again, and McDonald sweeps it out of harm's way. But that's going to be a corner call for Londonderry, as the Bulldogs are back on their heels a little bit there. 8 minutes left on the clock. Londonderry Lancers leading 1-0 over the Bedford Bulldogs. Critical game for the Lancers, trying to fight for their playoff lives. Sienna Schultz will take it from the baseline, sends it in, up to Chambers. Chambers, nicely defended there by Ray for Bedford as she swipes it out of harm's way, across the 10-yard line. O'Keefe then sends it up the field to Putney. Putney on the run with numbers. Gets up to about the 25-yard line. Advances it towards the circle. Ball pops up into the shooter circle. And referee's going to make a call. Montagano's going to have it. She comes into the shooter circle, rips one. Ball deflects, bounce around. Shot, score! Kiley on a quick turnaround. Montagano sends the ball into the circle. Ball got deflected around. I'm not sure who else touched it, but Montagano was the one that got that ball in the circle, and a quick spin shot from senior Maddie Kiley, and she gets all of it.
That was a bullet.
Ties it up 1-1. The Bulldogs are alive.
Well, if anyone's going to tie the game up for the Bulldogs, it's got to be Maddie Kiley. She's shown it time and time again.
It may as well on senior night. Ball far side of the field. Putney finds O'Donnell. O'Donnell finds Kiley again. Kiley sends it in. Ball bounces up. O'Donnell in on that shot. Right pad save again by Tharrington with another beautiful save. And McKinnon sends it far sideline for the Lancers. Ray was there, tries to send it back the other way. Chambers gets it. She draws a call. She sends it up the field by ripping one, and that goes all the way out of bounds. What a big goal for the Bulldogs. You know, all night we've seen Montagano stick handling, you know, through crowds and just making these great plays, and finally they're able to connect. Quick turnaround by Maddie Kiley. The beautiful shot. She got all of it. Montagano from the 30. Spreads the field. Finds O'Keefe. O'Keefe with speed. Comes up across the 30. Finds Kiley again. Kiley in towards the circle. O'Donnell. Shot just to the right side of the net. Nice fast break by the Bulldogs in transition as they tried to move the ball up the field quickly, and they did. Again, they spread the field on that, Pete, and those nice, give and go passes up the field paid off. There's 5 minutes left on the clock here, fourth quarter. Londonderry and Bedford knotted at 1. Hodgson Rogers sends it up the field off the stick of a Lancers player. So that'll remain Bedford's ball. Wolf comes and takes it from about the 42. She finds Kiley. Kiley trying to chip it up to O'Donnell. O'Donnell comes back, gets it, sends it over into the front of the net. Just out of the reach of Putney, but Putney gets it back. She winds up, tries to rip at it, and they're going to call a dangerous stick on that for the windup. And the Lancers will have a free hit from the 16. Another big lift there by number 15, Delory, who's had a great night clearing that ball. Those lifts have been beautiful. Some of the best we've seen all season, Pete.
Oh, for sure.
Wolf holds on to it, just keeps it in bounds, finds Kiley. Kiley sends it into the circle. Nicely defended there by the Lancers. O'Donnell reaches in, grabs it, and is able to draw a foul on the Lancers. Montagano has to move 5, goes back, does. She's looking for space. Finds Grace Wolf into O'Donnell. O'Donnell spins, tries to go backhand. Goes off the stick of a Lancer defender. That ball's going to come back out to the 25. 3:30 left on the clock. Montagano moves across the 20. Goes backhand into the crowd. Ball comes out towards the front of the net and just trickles wide. Bulldogs are surging here. Lancers are all back on defense. They crowd that circle, which makes it difficult to find an opening for the Bulldogs. Big lift again from number 15, Delory, as she sends it all the way up the field. Hodgson Rogers nicely gathers it for the Bulldogs. Tries to push it up the field. Ball gets taken by McKinnon. Referee makes a call on the field here. She's going to send the ball the other way as Grace Wolf comes up the field. She sends it near side, finds Kiley. Kiley trying to avoid it hitting her leg. It does. And that'll be Lancer ball. Lancers send it up. McKinnon tried to clear it. Kiley got it. Chambers battles for it. Grace Wolf trying to defend Chambers, ends up drawing a call and it'll be a free hit for the Lancers. McKinnon sends it up the field. Montagano gets it, lifts it up. O'Donnell comes charging up to the 20. Sends it up and just can't get there in time as that ball looks like it went out of bounds. Nice quick play there as the Bulldogs try to counter with some quick offense. Montagano knocks the free hit back down. Stick handles, top of the circle, shot on net. Right pad save again by Tharrington. And Chambers tries to clear it. Tharrington has just played an amazing game tonight. This could easily be, a 2-1 or 3-1 game if it weren't for her play. Montagano knocks it down again. Comes back the other way. Finds Kylie, top of the circle. Goes back door. Putney just can't handle it to get the ball towards the net. It goes out of bounds. Nice unselfish passing there by Kylie as she was trying to go back door to Putney. Just under a minute to play. 1-1 game. Ray. Back pass to Hodgson Rogers. Hodgson Rogers trying to find Grace Wolf. Ball goes out of bounds. 30 seconds left in the clock. McKinnon's waving for the ball so she can insert it for the Lancers. She'll have it from just about the 47-yard line. And they slide her up as ball goes near sideline. Hodgson Rogers, stick handles, knocks it out of bounds at about the 38-yard line. Austin sends it in for the Lancers. Lenti knocks it down, and that'll be the end of regulation. We have a 1-1 tie at the end of 4 quarters. Londonderry Lancers and the Bedford Bulldogs all even. And here we go to overtime.
The Bulldogs certainly came back to life there in the tail end of the fourth quarter. Terrific goal by Maddie Kiley. Tied the game. Now overtime, Scott. What is that as far as time on clock? Is it 7 minutes?
I believe it's 10.
10,
and I could be mistaken.
Minutes, yeah.
I apologize for those at home.
Yep.
7 on 7, which is
that's what I'm
six
thinking,
players
7
on
on
the
7,
field. The goalies 7 on 7, full field. So a quick break can end up in a breakaway, and can end or a 2-on-1 or a 2-on-0, and overtime in field hockey, for those of you who have not been able to see it, is pretty exciting, and it really comes down to endurance. And this is one thing I know Coach Gaudreau has really emphasized with the team from the beginning of the season, and has them work very hard in order to work on their conditioning. And usually when it comes to overtime, it's not only just execution, but it also happens to be who has the wind, especially when the field is spread so thin. There's so much open room out there, to work the ball up the field. We'll see how these two teams fare. I think, when it comes to being at home for Bedford, that's certainly an advantage on this field. But Londonderry has just played a wonderful game, and I can't emphasize it enough, Pete. This goalie, Molly Tharrington, has just been absolutely outstanding, and a couple of times all by herself, saved the day for the Lancers. And they're a great team. They've got they have a really solid, bunch of players here. McKinnon, you've seen out there running around. Chambers really stick handles so well. Schultz, Delory with those big lifts. I mean, I think the only other player in New Hampshire high school field hockey that we see that's able to lift the ball like that is Danny Karen, UNH bound to play field hockey. Only a junior out at Exeter High School, and she is probably the best in the business at lifting the ball and placing it way up the field. But I certainly tonight have been impressed by Delory and the way she's lifted the ball too.
Yeah, and I wonder too. The Londonderry plays on grass, right? And boy, you got to be able to lift the ball when you play on grass to have any shot to open that field up, because the ball just doesn't roll, as we know.
Yeah, and you've seen
we've seen multiple amazing lifts here by the Lancers.
Yeah, and you've seen them also try and drive the ball up the field and catch those attacks, on the run. But it's different on turf, right?
Sure
so
is.
you send the ball up too hard, and it's going to go out of bounds. And sometimes that can have a tactical advantage. We saw that in Keene when the Bulldogs played here at home against Keene, and they just kept pushing the Bulldogs back by sending the ball the length of the field. And then the Bulldogs would set at like the 16 trying to come out, and Keene would press.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Bulldogs really didn't have a lot of room to get the ball up the field, and they kept catching them, or I should say pushing the Bulldogs back into their end and on their heels. So we'll see how this plays out in overtime. We'll get started here in about a minute 30. And again, couldn't be more impressed by sophomore goaltender Molly Tharrington. Certainly has saved the game so far.
She's definitely on her game for sure. And at the end of this week, the games are done. The regular season will come to an end, and the playoff positions will be announced. So right now, Division I prelims are Wednesday, October 23rd. The higher seeded team, which we don't know yet, but the higher seeded teams will host the opponent. The quarterfinals are on Saturday, 10/26. And again, the higher seeded team. So it's really important in your standings to get it as high up on the standings as you can to have that, to potentially have that home field advantage through the quarterfinals. And the semis are on October 30th at Bilbao Stadium, and the finals will be conducted. The Division I, II, and III finals will be conducted here or played here at Bedford High School's Bulldog Stadium. So all of this is happening very fast, right? We end the season this week. We go into playoffs next week, and we're done on the 2nd of November for field hockey this year.
Yeah, it certainly goes by in a blink, doesn't it, Pete? And which brings me to the last senior I want to highlight here, and that's Amelia McDonald. Captain as a junior, captain as a senior, just an unbelievable leader as the two captains meet up with the referees to talk over how the overtime period is going to go. And Amelia McDonald standing there, just an incredible leader for this Bulldog team. Ever since she's been in the program, the start of her freshman year and prior to that, back at Lurgio Middle School. Great Seacoast player, has had an amazing career playing right in midfield low or center defender. And Amelia, has had a great career also with Seacoast field hockey in the club world. But, Amelia's off to Ithaca College, and she will be continuing her collegiate career, rightfully so, playing for Ithaca. And, she will certainly be a big loss to this Bedford Bulldog field hockey family. But all the best of luck to these seniors as they move on here after senior night and with the start of the playoffs. Think the future is bright for the Bulldogs as the Lancers come in to the shooter circle and Brooke Poirier slows them down. End up call there against Londonderry. Ball far sideline. O'Keefe sends O'Donnell with room. Charging up the field's Montagano. O'Donnell sends it up to Montagano just out of her reach. She's hustling for it. Nicely defended there by the Londonderry player who goes out far sideline, and it'll be Bedford's ball. Great transition there between O'Keefe, O'Donnell, and Montagano. Montagano takes it from Kylie. She works down the baseline. She goes up top, finds McDonald. McDonald goes in the circle, trying to find O'Donnell, chips at it, just out of her reach, and Londonderry comes bombing up the field with speed, up across the 50. The Lancers move up. Poirier steps up, knocks it down. They're going to call a foot call against Poirier, but she's going to recover and get to the ball. She comes charging up the field at the 45, finds Kylie. Kylie up across the 40, up to the 30. It is a 3-on-2. Kylie tries to send it in. Ball comes up high, knocked down there by number 22, Ava Nahr. as she stops the Bulldogs from another scoring opportunity. Ball ripped down the field. That'll go all the way down to the 10. Has just enough juice on it to go out of bounds. And the Bulldogs will take it from the 16. Ball gets sent up across the 50 and out of bounds. And that'll be a Lancer ball. From the 50. Delory, another huge lift. Ball comes up to McDonald. She knocks it down. She counters, goes far side, finds O'Keefe with speed. O'Keefe from the 40, sends it up to O'Donnell. O'Donnell gives chase. Catches up to it at about the 5. She sends it into the circle, finds Montagano. Montagano, shot, save, turnaround shot by Kylie and out of bounds. As O'Donnell, Montagano, and Kylie doing their thing with a great offensive chance, and they just can't convert. As Therington stepped out and pressured the shot in order to keep that ball out. Lancers come back up the field. Knocked down nicely by McDonald. She has numbers. 4-on-3. McDonald sends it up to Kylie. Kylie tries to send it in. Finds O'Donnell. O'Donnell backhand. Shot. Save again by Therington. Unbelievable pad save.
This goalkeeper is having one heck of a night.
I don't think I've seen a high school field hockey game where a goalie has played as well as Molly Therington has tonight. 6 minutes left in overtime. Montagano to O'Donnell. O'Donnell looking for room. Spins, shoots. Ball goes to the left and ends up going off the foot of a Lancer player. And O'Donnell was able to draw a foul on the Lancers, so that's going to be a corner for the Bulldogs. Huge advantage here, Pete. There's only 3 defenders and the goalie on the defensive side of the ball. And the Bulldogs will have 5 offensive players in the circle. Ball comes up top to McDonald. McDonald, shot. Nicely defended there. O'Donnell spins towards the net. Back door, finds Kylie. Shot. Score! Bulldogs finish it off in overtime. Rightfully so. As we said on senior night, senior attack, Maddie Kylie off of the second shot rebound, puts it in as that ball made its way into the shooter's circle, and the Bulldogs come out with the victory here tonight with an exciting win on senior night.
You couldn't write a script like that. Maddie Kiley, the senior, gets the 2 goals. And the most important one, the winning goal in overtime. It's happened before. It happened tonight. And, boy, you talk about missing a player. They're going to be missing Maddie Kiley next year.
They certainly are. And, you know, hat goes off to Molly Therington, the goaltender for the Londonderry Lancers. Unbelievable play. Just really, really kept the Lancers in this game. But the Bulldogs would not be denied tonight as they were able to finish it off with a 2-1 victory with 5:30 left on the clock in overtime.
Yeah, great game, I'll tell you. So Bedford heads over to Portsmouth to wrap up their season on Thursday, and Londonderry, they've got a few more games to go as well. But as I said, the season will end on Friday, and we'll be done. I don't even know if I have audio anymore. Oh, I do. So anyways, we're wrapping up here. Quick shout out again to BCTV, Bill Jennings, Andrew Fenn, Colleen Richardson for allowing us to cover another season of Bedford High School Division I field hockey. It's because of them that we're able to bring these broadcasts, particularly of girls sports, to you live and on tape. for viewing across the country. So we welcome all those folks that aren't here tonight that are watching the game, that have been watching these games on TV this entire season. Scott and I will be around. We're going to make it to the prelims and hopefully the quarterfinals. And if Bedford's record holds up, they should be hosting one or both. And if they do, we'll have the game call for you here. So for Scott O'Donnell and for myself, Pete MacDonald, thanks for watching. Have a great day.